microphone to speak directly in the microphone.
Well, obviously, y'all saw what we saw. It was just a very well-played college baseball game. There was one error, and it was just two good clubs getting after it, and we just happened to come up on the short end. But you got to, of course, credit Buck Farmer and Jake Davies for pitching and getting key hits for their teams. It was just one of those things that you tip your hat to the other club. They deserved to win, and they got it done.
Justin, what makes Farmer, I know you walked against him twice, but what makes him so effective?
I'd say the fact that he's able to mix all three pitches for strikes makes him so effective. When he works his fastball in for strikes, it's all the off speed just goes into play. Tries to get hitters to chase pitches. So he was just doing a good job of that today.
What do you think played into you guys finally cracking and getting something going in that fifth inning?
That's the way it's been all year. You know, there's 27 outs. 11 always reiterates that and just pounds it in the head. You know, we're gonna fight for 27. So the ball game's not over till the final out's made. So we're just gonna keep grinding.
James, could you talk about that mindset a little bit? I mean, a 5-0 hole with Buck Farmer on the mound can seem insurmountable a lot of the times, and then you guys go score 3 the very next inning.
Absolutely. As a team, you're always trying to feed off each other, and when the pitcher's doing a good job of shutting you down early, you need to just continue to grind out at bats. You have to see pitches. You have to get into counts. We did a good job of that when we ended up loading the bases, scoring a couple runs. You know, we really believe in each other. We're one body, many parts, and knowing that you want the guy behind you to be up just as much as you do, it's a great mentality. It's really easy on all of us knowing that we don't have to do too much.
Mike, one of the plays of the game, you have the bases loaded, nobody out, and Sherman hits kind of a screamer that Davies makes that really good play on to get an out. You still scored 3 that inning, but if that gets through, maybe you score 4, 5 the game. Talk about, I guess, just overall the game that Davies had.
Well, that was a big play, no doubt about it, because we're first and third, 2 runs in. He makes that play. We're 1 run in, second and third. So you credit him for an outstanding defensive play for his club, no doubt.
And then him at the, I mean, you know, he said the one that he got off sights, he thought was just kind of a double into the corner, and it kept carrying. But that's just a hitter making a good hitter put a good swing on the ball.
He did put a good swing on it. He didn't try to do too much. The ball was away from him. He just went with it, and the rest is history.
For those for anybody on your team who was on this team 2 years ago, all these home run records. Of course, college baseball has changed a bit in those intervening 2 years. Is there anything you have to sort of guard against with the veteran players who've been here when it was trampoline bats in the small facility as opposed to something more closely resembling baseball now?
I haven't seen that with our team. We have tried to keep the same approach that we've had all year long, and that's to hit a line drive, and we're not trying to lift the ball whatsoever. Buck Farmer just certainly, and of course, don't forget Alex Cruz. He did a good job. So we just kept the same approach that we've tried to keep since February, and I was very pleased with the fact that we got ourselves back in the ball game. But Buck did a good job of getting his team in the dugout. It obviously could have been a little bit worse in that inning that we got 3, but you got to credit him.
I wanted to ask you about something that Davies said when he was up here, and he was saying that he felt like you guys didn't take him seriously as far as putting out a pitcher that wasn't, one of your main starters. What do you have to say back to that, I guess?
Oh, I'm sure he didn't exactly mean it that way, but at the same time, we have played 5 games in 5 days, 2 different times this year. And we played 2 Monday at Clemson, and then we drove home and played North Carolina State 3 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 5 games in 6 days. And we used Lee Brandt, who has been our Friday night guy, on Friday or Saturday of that week because he was not available. And he didn't pitch on Monday. He pitched on Saturday of that week. So now that I've thoroughly confused you, I will tell you that we threw our third starter because he was rested, and Lee Brandt will throw tomorrow, which is on schedule. And Compton will, not tomorrow, but Friday. And Compton will throw Saturday, who's pitched as our second guy all year. So we take 7 statues and 2 Venus de Milos seriously. Don't tell me you don't know who Venus de Milo is. Okay.
With Lee Brandt, I mean, you want to keep him on that schedule. Both those